Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. My name is Lindsay with Laser Cut Quilts, and today we're going to show you how to make this llama. And it's got this cute lettering down here that says no Prob-Llama. All of these are laser cut pieces and they're all backed with flexi views. So let's get started. Alright, so we have all of our pieces here, and some of these will need to be snipped out. They're just kept in here with little tabs so that you don't lose them in shipping. And then some of them are already cut out for us, these bigger pieces. So we're going to go ahead and cut out all of these little pieces. All of our laser cut pieces are fused with Flexi Fuse, which is right here, this lightweight fusible web. And all of the instructions are on the back here, and we're just going to follow along right with them. The tracing and cutting is already done for us, as you can see. So we're going to move on to snipping them out, and then we'll move on to ironing them. And you want to make sure that you have scissors that are small enough to get into these little pieces, because these ones are pretty small. So once we've gone ahead and cut out all of our pieces, we're just going to double check these squares to make sure we didn't miss any, and it looks like we missed one right there. So it's a good thing we checked for that. So we'll snip this circle out here. I'm so excited to see this come together because these colors are so pretty and vibrant. All right, so now that that's finished, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next step, which is laying out our pieces. So we're going to move over to our light box. And we're going to peel the Flexi Fuse off the back of these and lay them down. All right, so we've moved over to our light box. And we have this Teflon sheet on top of our layout guide here. And we're going to use this to build this flower crown up here. And probably these tassels down here, just because this is a multi-layer project. And we want to make sure that we can see where all the pieces go correctly. So to start out, just going to peel the Flexi Fuse from the back of our pieces, and we're going to lay them down out here, and we'll lay them all down, and then we'll iron them down. So we have our iron over here heating up on a cotton setting. And I'm just going to quickly press my iron on this just so it kind of stays in place on that sheet. All right, so right now, because there are so many other flowers and layers, I'm only going to put a few down and then iron them down. So I've laid these 3 down right here. I'm going to take my iron on a cotton setting, no steam. I'm going to press and hold for 5 to 8 seconds. And then that will iron that down for us. And you don't have to worry about ironing down these pieces that aren't touching the other pieces of fabric, because we're all going to pull it up after it cools off. And we have all this ironed down, and we'll place it on top of our background fabric. So we're going to repeat that system of laying out a few pieces and then ironing them down. Sorry guys, I just realized the light box wasn't even on, so this will probably be a little bit easier to see for me now. So if you're like me and you have a forgetful mind, don't forget to turn on your light box. Okay, well now we can go back to ironing and laying these out. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and wait for this to cool down a little bit before we pull it off. So I'm gonna go ahead and start on this mouthpiece here. And once I'm finished with that, this should be cooled off enough to pill up. And you're just gonna repeat the same process of taking the flexi fuse off the back, positioning it on your layout guide. I'm gonna iron mine down just a little bit to keep it in place. And make sure when you're ironing that you aren't rubbing it, you just wanna press and hold it for 5 to 8 seconds. Sorry guys, it looks like I had some technical difficulties with the camera there, so we went ahead and we ironed this all down. We're just gonna wait for it to cool off. And now I'm gonna start on this one here. All right, so now we're gonna wait for these to cool off and then we can peel them up. Okay, so these have cooled down, so we're gonna peel them up. Okay, I'm gonna set this one aside. Okay, so now I'm gonna move this back down a little bit. About there. Okay, and we're going to take the body pieces and iron them all together, and then we'll iron all of our little pieces on, our units here. And then once we have this section here all ironed together, let it cool and we'll take it off. That's when we'll put it onto our background fabric and add the words down at the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and add all of our units. Okay, so we're gonna wait for this to cool off, and then we will peel it up, and then we will take this Teflon sheet off and we can lay our background fabric down. Okay, so we've removed our llama from the Teflon sheet, and we have put down our background fabric and centered it on this layout guide. And to center it, you're just gonna fold it in half one way and then fold it in half the other way and stick it in this top quadrant and then unfold it. And then we've pinned all 4 corners here. So now we're gonna take our llama and line it up with the outline. And we're gonna turn our light box on. There we go. Now we can see that a little bit better. Okay, so we're gonna line it up. Okay, and then we're going to take our iron on a cotton setting, no steam. And we are going to press and hold for 5 to 8 seconds. Might need to hold it for just a little bit longer where there's multiple layers of fabric. And we're gonna repeat it for the whole llama. Alright, so we've ironed down the llama, and now we can put the lettering on down here. So we're just going to do the same as we did before and peel off the flexi fuse from the back and lay it down. And then we will go back through with our iron and iron it down. Alright, and now you have a finished quilt. And you can go ahead and remove this from the layout guide and stitch around each of these applique pieces with your favorite stitch, whether it's a zigzag stitch, a button stitch, whatever it is that you want. And personally, I think that this quilt would be cute as a centerpiece for maybe a little girl's quilt, or you could use it as a wall hanging in a little girl's quilt, or even a quilt for yourself. I would make it as a quilt for myself, but I also think that this is so adorable and it's so fun and so colorful and just perfect for summer. So we hope that you love it as much as we do.